Vishnu, it's lovely to have you here at
Thank
the
you.
Signify Lounge. Welcome to the Fireside Chat.
Thank you.
Excited to have you.
I'm sorry I didn't get your name.
Apeksha.
Apeksha. Thank you, Apeksha.
Excited to have you here. Vishnu, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I essentially spent all my professional life working with things around data, right? So that's what I've done. Started ages ago doing things with technologies which probably nobody uses now. But of course, in the recent past, now I spend a lot of time using technologies everybody wants to use in near future. Probably not everybody's using now, which is things around large language models, then of course agents, so that they can mimic a lot of human actions. And then also new age Gen AI, which is making a lot of automation easier, because you probably need a different tech stack before, now you probably don't. So it makes life easier that way. Lowering the barriers to entry for a lot of people doing this stuff. So that's precisely what I'm dabbling in right now.
That sounds amazing. So what are the key takeaways you're looking to get out of GITEX?
Interesting question. I think so. It's a variety of things. I think I would probably say a couple of things. Number one, of course, was to come and see what's there in the market in terms of offerings, product offerings or service offerings, right? And number two was to see the portfolio of startups that are building, because a lot of them are very early stage. So that roughly gives you a sense of, hey, you know what's coming up in the next 12 months? Because I mean, if they're an early stage now, they'll polish out the product over time with some customers, and next 12 months, you'll know what's coming up, right? So that gives you a sense of where folks are headed in terms of where most of the headspace or working time of mankind is going towards. So that's precisely what I got as takeaways from here. Yeah.
Lots of interesting insights here, isn't it?
Yeah, that is true. Because I think the common thread, of course, is that everybody likes to paste AI on whatever they are doing, right? But the way different companies use it is drastically different. Some of them do it the right way, where it adds value. Some of them probably have to do it in a very nascent stage. They'll probably pick it up over the next couple of years. So it's interesting to see the entire spectrum of it, right? And also, I think it's also interesting to see on how some people who got onto the journey earlier had a certain advantage and some did not. But that's left to luck, and then you play the catch-up games.
Yeah. So how do you think, on the topic of AI, how do you think AI is transforming your industry?
Well, I think I can speak for one, which is the data services space. And this probably is a first principle observation, which will go across all industries, which is, if I needed 20 people to deliver something in 6 months in 2022, I probably need 4 people to deliver the same output in, let's say, 3 months, right? I know the marketing ready answer is to say in 6 weeks instead of 3 months, but the reality is there's still a lot of problem discovery in terms of what to solve for and the constraints around that. That still needs human element to discover it, because as of today, a lot of enterprises have not had that documented well enough for you to lift and go with it. So that still needs time. It's a core prototyping and development time, which is significantly lower, and you probably don't need a lot of people. You need significantly lesser people. So that makes life easier. So that also makes one thing incredibly easy, which the world has struggled with, which is that I've got so many teammates, man, but they just don't talk to each other. When you have lesser people, you don't need them to talk to each other, because they will, because it's a small, tight-knit group. So I think that probably is one observation that I've seen specifically in my industry. I like to believe it transcends across, because in some of them, I have seen it as well in my circles.
Yeah, I think the more that's documented, the more learnings come out of it.
Very true, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think since documentation becomes easier now, I'd like to believe enterprises will be sitting on a lot of data probably 12 months from now. Case in point, if you're getting some AI agent running with just transcribing your meetings, right, which now Copilot does it as well. 12 months later, you essentially have data of every single meeting of who said what and why this person had an emotion like this versus that. Then I think it'll be a whole different problem at that point in time to see how do we use it the right way without infringing privacy. Because then enterprises end up telling people that, hey, you've got zero privacy. I'm going to catch you on every word you say if you start recording all meetings, right? So, but that's a problem down the line, but I think that richness of data at some point in time will help with that documentation, because then it'll automatically be able to tell you these are the constraints of the problem that you want to deal with, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Also wanted to, since you touched upon it, I wanted to ask you, what are the biggest gaps you see in the tech industry in terms of talent right now?
I think the biggest gap in terms of talent 10 years ago and today remains the same, which is you need to hire the person with the aptitude and the fire in the belly, because the kind of technology that I play with today is not the kind of technology I was using 3 years ago, right? So I could have been a superstar 3 years ago. I'll be absolutely nothing now if you don't have the aptitude or to pick up what's coming up new. And typically that happens because the human has the fire in the belly to do it. Sit with 100,000 people, you'll be able to see why most of them don't, because it's human nature, right, to resist to change. But as teams get smaller in size, it'll be more critical to have folks with fire in the belly, because the tools that people are using today, they did not even exist 3 months ago, right? Like, I was writing some code using Cursor 3 months ago with Sonnet as the model. I do that today. Sonnet's not as good. I use something else, which is Gemini. 3 months later, it's going to be something else again, right? So you cannot exactly rely on, hey, what I did 2 years ago, I will continue doing the same. Of course, there are first principles to it. But in terms of talent gap, I think is that fire in the belly is critical. Because if you're spending 12 hours a day just being heads down working on your stuff, I think that is going to hamper in the longer run. Yeah.
Speaking of talent, what do you think of Cygnify's new service, talent acquisition as a service?
Yeah, I think so. My personal take on that is what I understand of the service is that there's X number of hires always open, which is running throughout. So that means I could be hiring for, say, an AI engineer and a financial controller in January. I pay fixed fees for it. And then 3 months later, I realize, oh, AI engineer is not the right role because I met a bunch of people. I get changed to AI architect. There's a fresh kind of talent pool I can look at. That probably sits very well. Why does it sit well? Because a lot of companies are still trying to figure out what should be the right title, what kind of person should I be hiring for this particular role? Because title is subjective, you can figure out what you want to put, right? Because they want to get something out of that person, but with title A, you attract a certain kind of talent, with title B, you attract a certain kind of talent, right? So people end up trying to do a trial and error against it, especially companies which are on the smaller side of it. Probably, I think employee size about 25 and stuff. So that is probably massively beneficial because it also gives you the freedom to change. Adapts very well with the technology world because the whole part of software is I could have a great software today, it doesn't work 6 months later, I'll change it in 2 weeks, it'll be back to greatness again. So it's the same thing. From a logic point of view, it applies. So that probably works well.
That's interesting. It was great having you here. Thank you for this chat.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.